Hey there. Today I'm going to show you how to set up your Tomos A3 so that you can use Tomos A35 kits and POOK kits. It's pretty straightforward and simple. Here's a Tomos A3 crank, and you can see there is a bushing in here. And so the A3 takes a 10mm wrist pin on its piston. The A35 POOK is 12. And so here's an A35 crank. And some people say, oh, it's easy, you just put an A35 crank in your A3, and it's not that easy. Here's why. See, this end, this is where the clutches hook up to it. So here's the A3, and here's the A35. You can tell they're totally different. So you can see these two guys are kind of different, and you'd have to put the A35 clutches on there. The intermediary gears are different. So I don't know, you'd end up basically just rebuilding an A35. So this way is much simpler. So you guys that have done motor Buchanan motor mounts and stuff before, this is going to seem really familiar. But basically what we're going to do is I've got a little 8mm socket and a 15mm socket. It doesn't really have to be 15 or whatever, or it doesn't really have to be 8, but the gist of it is this one I want big enough so that that bushing will slide inside it when I push it through. This guy needs to be skinny enough so that it sits on the bushing but doesn't catch on the edge of the connecting rod. So, and then I'm going to put the C-clamp around it and just crank it down and push it through. So, and the reasoning behind using this and this, some people just use this little guy. I want to put even pressure on the connecting rod so I'm not tweaking it and stuff like that. So I'm going to quick do that and I'll show you the results. I just kind of started doing this, and here's a little pro tip. If your C-clamp has one of these pivoty ends on it, put that over the big socket. It's a lot easier to line up. So without further ado, so that was relatively easy. It came right out, and here's that bushing. And so now what you want to do is you want to press in a brass bushing off a POOK, and then you'll be able to run kits that use a 12mm wrist pin. It's not big enough to run a roller bearing, so here I've got 12 by 15 by 15 dealy bob. So yeah, too small. And you don't really want to ream this out. If you want to run a roller bearing or needle bearing, whatever, best bet's to press out your connecting rod and have a new one pressed in. Yeah, so that's that. I don't have a bushing in. I don't have a POOK bushing laying around right now, so I don't have anything to show you. But that's it. Bye.